Hello everyone. Last time we discussed about nature of principle of management and significance of principle of management. Now today we are discuss about 14 principle of management given by Henry Fayol. Dear students, now let's understand the Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. First, let's quickly understand what is the background about Henry Fayol. He was born on 1841 in France and died in the year 1925. Henry Fayol was a French mining engineer. He worked as the chief managing director also. After conducting many experiments in management, he developed 14 principles of management. These principles are explained in his famous book General and Industrial Administration. Due to his contribution in development of managerial thoughts, he is called as father of modern management. Let's now briefly learn about principle of management. A principle refers to a fundamental truth. It establishes cause and effect relationship between two or more variables under given situation. This serves as a guide to thought and actions. Therefore, management principles are statement of fundamental truth based on logic which provides guidelines for managerial decision making and actions. These principles are derived from on the basis of observation and analysis, that is practical experience by managers by conducting experimental studies. Now let's see the management he has given to us. See, the first thing is division of work, principle of authority and responsibility, principle of discipline, principle of unity of command, principle of unity of direction, principle of subordination of individual interests to organizational interests, principle of centralization, principle of remuneration, principle of scalar chain, principle of order, principle of equity, principle of stability of tenure, principle of initiative, principle of esprit de corps, that means teamwork. Now friends, one by one discuss about principle of management. First, division of work. According to Fayol, the total work of organization should be divided into small parts, and these parts should be assigned to various employees based on their skill sets. So, a person who is good at sales should be given a sales job. Similarly, someone who is good at operations should be placed in operation department, and someone who is good in finance must be placed in the finance department. According to Henry Fayol, division of work leads to specialization. When one person performs the same task again and again, he specializes in the performs of that task. If a person keeps on doing the same task again and again over the period of time, he will be able to do it faster and better. So, the divided work should be assigned to employees as per their qualities and capabilities. It helps in improving efficiency and expertise of employees, which ultimately turns into expected productivity level. Next, principle of authority and responsibility. Authority is the right to take decisions. It is necessary to get the things done appropriately from subordinates. Authority always comes with the responsibility. If the manager is given the authority to complete a task within a given time, he should be held responsible. If he does not complete the work in given time, manager should have proper authorities to take managerial decision on his own in respect of the goal. Next, principle of discipline. According to Fayol, discipline is the most essential thing in the organization. Employees must obey and respect the rules that govern the organization. Discipline helps to achieve the goals in the organization. Good discipline is the result of effective leadership. There must be a clear understanding between the management and workers regarding the organization's rules. Basic discipline should be observed at all levels of management. Next, principle of unity of command. According to this principle, in any organization, every employee should receive order from one superior only. This is applicable from top management to bottom. The principle of unity of command tries to avoid confusion. If an employee receives order from more than one person, one superior, he will be confused and will not be able to work with concentration. The work will not be performed properly. Whereas if he gets order from only one person, he will finish his work accurately. Next, principle of unity of direction. Unity of command explain about single person getting direction from a single person, but unity of direction explain about group working with the same objective under the directions of a single person. According to this principle, each group in the organization should have the same objective. The group should be directed by one manager using one plan. Thus, this principle explains about group working in the organization. Next, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. According to this principle, the interest of an individual must be given less importance than the interest of the organization. While taking decision in the organization, the manager should always consider the interest of the whole group rather than the interest of single employee. Similarly, the employee should protect the interests of the organization first and his personal interests should be subordinated. For example, in every game, the players are always thinking about winning the match as a team rather than their individual records. Next, principle of centralization. Centralization refers to the concentration of powers and authorities. In some organizations, this power is vested in one hand or few hands. This situation occurs in the small organizations, but if the size of organization is large, then there is a decentralization of the power or authority. According to this principle, there must be a proper balance between centralization and decentralization in the organization. This is to be done according to the size of organization, nature of activity, etc. Next, principle of remuneration. According to this principle states that the employee must be paid a fair wages for their services. While paying remuneration, the skill, expertise, knowledge, tenure, etc. of the employee should be taken into account. When the employees are paid fair remuneration, they show greater productivity and give more output for organization. Next, principle of scalar chain. Usually in the organization there is a particular system of communication. It is through a chain. For example, the manager will inform about a decision to the departmental head. The departmental head inform the supervisor. The supervisor will inform the foreman and the foreman will inform the workers. On the other hand, the communication can flow from the workers to the manager in the upward direction also. It is known as scalar chain. However, this type of communication is very time consuming. Therefore, sometimes cross communication, that is communication not exactly following the chain, should be allowed. This is known as gangplank. It avoids delays. Gangplank must be done with proper permission of the authority is necessary. Next, principle of order. According to this principle, people and materials should be in the place at the right time and right place for maximum efficiency. It means there must be proper arrangement of material. It must have right place. Similarly, there must be proper placement of personnel. They must be appointed to do right work at right place. This principle emphasis on the proper utilization of physical and human resources. Next, principle of equity. This principle is about fair and equal treatment to all employees. Management should be fair as well as friendly to the subordinates while dividing the work, delegating the authorities, deciding the monetary terms, etc. There should not be any discrimination between the employees. It is also suggested that the remuneration should not depend on the department but at the level on which subordinates are working. The employees working on the same level but in different department should be paid same wages. This equity will help in avoiding conflicts in the organization. Next, principle of stability of tenure. At the time of recruitment of employees, the management should that assure them about stability of tenure or job security. It plays very important role in creating sense of belongingness among the employees. Insecurity in job always affect the efficiency of employees adversely, whereas job security minimize employees turnover ratio. Next, principle of initiative. Initiative refers to volunteering to do the work in an initiative way. The freedom to think and work on new ideas encourage employees to take initiative while working on given tasks. This initiative should be welcomed by the manager, including through discussion on those new ideas. It also helps in creating healthy organizational culture. Next, principle of esprit de corps, that means teamwork. Henry Fayol has given emphasis on teamwork. Esprit de corps means union is strength. Running any organization is a group activity, and human resources are the valuable asset of the organization. If all employees are working as a union and with mutual trust, the difficulties can be solved. As a leader, manager should create a spirit of teamwork and understanding among employees and achieve organizational goal easily. Thanks. Thank you.